Hello everyone. Hello Chapel Gate, Flora, Khalil, Ole. What's up guys? Good to see you guys. We'll start in a couple minutes. Give some thoughts on Bitcoin and on some altcoins. Some general thoughts. Will be just a chill stream, you know. More in the camp of waiting things out a little bit right now. We just had the elections. Trump won and that resulted into a nice pump as we expected. But going forward, we'll have to see, you know. As I've explained before, I wasn't sure if Trump winning would lead to consistent upside and to straight upside from here. We could also see us trap some late longers, people who FOMO'd in at the highs first and sweep some more lows and then see continuation to the upside. So we'll give some thoughts on that and do some requests at the end as always. Can only watch 10 minutes. You can watch the rest later on. The streams will be uploaded as always on YouTube. How are you, Jack? Everything good? Yusuf, what's up? I'm good. I'm chilling. Happy I added some to my spot bags right before the elections, but we'll have to see what it does. Like, I'm bullish on the coming months, but short term, I'm not sure. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some lows swept. So yeah, we'll see. Bitcoin at all-time highs, yeah. I know, right? The people who are not good at the moment are probably the ones who played it horribly wrong and who were betting on downside, so... Konstantinos, good morning. All right, if you enjoy these streams, please leave a like on the stream. That helps me get some more attention. Subscribe to my YouTube, right? That helps me a lot as well. We're trying to get the channel to 10k subs. So if you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. It takes only 1 second and it helps me a lot. If you have any questions during the stream or at any moment, feel free to ask in the chat. Just don't spam, okay? So let's start off with Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin was trading at around 67k before the election day and the results of the election came out. Now what was our game plan for Bitcoin and for the elections? Well, if Trump won, we expected obviously upside in the short term. If Kamala won, we expected downside. No matter the result, we expected upside over the coming months. So what did we do? I added, as I tweeted, I'm not gonna look up the tweet, but you can just go to my Twitter account and check on my profile. Made a tweet about me saying that I usually almost never transfer money from my bank account back into crypto, and I have this rule where I only go from crypto to my bank account. But right before the elections, I decided to transfer some more money into crypto, because in my opinion, 100k Bitcoin over the next months, and the longest I could see this happening is about a year, is a no-brainer trade on spot, right? So that's why I transferred more money into crypto. I bought immediately with half of that money Bitcoin, Solana, and BNB, Binance Coin, those three. And with the other half, I set orders lower down in case Kamala would have won, right? That I was able to buy that dip, right? And to hold those spot positions going into the end of the year and going into Q1, Q2, probably even Q3 of next year, right? Like I said, if you're targeting 100k, it doesn't really matter if you buy at 50k, 60k, or 70k. Well, obviously it does, but you know the point, you get the point. So that's how I sort of went into the elections. And yeah, now we're here. So those buys are instantly in profit. And I still have all of those orders lower down. Now, do I think they will get hit? Like, honestly, I don't know. Nobody knows, right? You can have your thoughts, as always, your game plans, but nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. I've seen many people say there's no way we're gonna retest 65k, because they say there's no way that people who didn't buy before Trump got elected, that those people are gonna get a second chance to buy. And I mean, I get what they're saying, right? And it does make sense, but at the same time, it would also, in my opinion, make sense to trap all of the people who bought up here after Trump got elected, right? In immense amounts of FOMO into the markets after we pumped up here. And so far, we haven't seen any follow through. Normally, when we break above all-time highs, like, you're gonna get explosions and you should see straight up continuation. And we still could, you know, this could just be one daily candle, for example, a little bit ranging and then continuation. But you know, I wouldn't go all in up here and have my stops below here, right? Because that will be the scenario that I'm gonna be watching over the next couple of days, especially if we don't get any follow through, and especially if we break below former all-time high at 74k. If we do so at that point, I think we at least test back down here, back sub 70k. But honestly, the main scenario I'd be watching then is to go for liquidity below here and liquidity below here. Think about the amounts of stops that are going to be resting there, right? And yes, of course, we can leave those lows. It would also make sense to leave the people who didn't buy behind. But in my opinion, it would also make sense to stop out the people who longed in anticipation of a Trump win, and send it higher after that. Does that make sense? Or do you fully disagree? I mean, everyone his own thoughts, but in my opinion, that's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, and like I said, I'm heavily exposed to Bitcoin, so if we go for 80, 90k from here, like, I'll be super happy. But you gotta consider all scenarios. That will also just give you like a calmness, you know, and you'll be ready for anything. If you go down, you won't have to stress about it. You'll just follow your plan. You prepared for it, you buy the dip, well, in my case, and go from there. Right? So my plan for the rest of those orders is just to keep them there. If we go from here, so be it. I'll be happy. I'm more than exposed. Like I said, that's the reason why I added money from bank account, you know, because I already was fully exposed to Bitcoin and some altcoins. You always have these people, if we dip, that say bought a dip, but you can't keep buying the dip, you know. Once you're fully exposed, you're done. And maybe those people you see constantly buying the dip are people who earn money, you know, with, I don't know, marketing and partnership deals and whatever. But for most people, like, there's no additional money coming in. So once you're done buying, right, that's it, you know. And so that was the case for me as well. I was fully exposed, and still I felt like I was underexposed because I had a decent amount of cash in the bank, and my Bitcoin, yeah, it just felt like a no-brainer to put some more money in here and simply target 100k on Bitcoin. And that's still the plan. So up from here, just letting it ride. I'm still long as well, by the way, from 57k. So from these range lows that I'm just gonna hold, you know. An entry like that would be a real shame to close it before we start trending in price discovery, right? You're not gonna get another entry that good and having it that easy to let it run. You know, you could say, yeah, profit is profit. But if you're looking for another opportunity like that, like if you have it, just put your stop in profit and ride the wave, you know, because longing up here, you're not gonna get the same risk to reward and higher chance of getting wicked out. If you have longs from lower down, like you can survive any wick to the downside and you'll still be good. Unless, unfortunately, we do something like this. But yeah, those chances of doing that are pretty damn small in my eyes. So yeah. All right, so that's clear for everyone. So for spot, I mean, I really see no reason to be bearish here. I'd say buy the dips and hold. Would love to see a sweep. Yeah, like for me it's difficult, you know. One side says give us a sweep and stop those people out, but another side also thinks like, nah, fuck that, just leave them all behind and pump from here. So I'm good with both of them. If we get the sweep, all right, I'll add, I'll buy. If we don't get it, I'll just ride it, and that money will probably, those orders will probably never get filled. So yeah, some lower time frame analysis maybe. Yeah, so this is the long I'm in, by the way. Absolute beauty. It's on the 10k account that I that I had, and I'm just not gonna close until 80k plus. There I might start taking some profit, but I think I might even hold it until 90k plus. But we'll see. Okay. So low time frame, 4 hour, right? We had retested this demand area down here. Not sure if you remember, but my plan was to wait for a sweep of these lows. I think I thought that would make more sense than to pump from there. But then, yeah, we held up nicely in this area. And then when Trump won, right, this happened. So never got a sweep. What does that mean? Either, yeah, huge demand in this area, or more stops built up to the downside. Of course, like I said, we can for sure front run them, but it's important to keep an eye on them, in my opinion. So straight upside, pump, new all-time highs, happy days, lower time frame, hourly, we've got a clean range, high, low. something like this. Lower time frame range. So a couple of scenarios here. Low time frame. If we break above here again, above range high, which lines up with low time frame supply, up here, right? Break above there. I think we're on our way to 80k. So next leg to the upside. Until then, I could see a sweep, for example, in there, rejecting, boom. Then draw is a little bit lower. First towards there, second towards here. Okay. If we go for this low, sweep and reclaim, it's probably a no-brainer long off to new highs. Break below here and hold below here. At that point, I would be cautious, because at that point I could see us cascade and fill in all of this and nuke all the way to our daily range mean level at 65k. But for now, like, no reason to be thinking that that's gonna happen for sure. You know, we're still trading at all-time highs. I would simply look to buy the dip. But trading wise, you know, the plans that I just gave are for spot, but well, the plans that I now just gave with this local range are low time frame trades, and what I talked about before is for my spot play. So two different things there. So that's important to keep in mind. If we do see these lows, right, that will be a long, but honestly, I'm not sure if we're going to see it. Maybe just wick it down here and then start grinding up again and then accelerate to new highs. But at least getting some downside wick here would not only be likely, but also be pretty good, right? Just to stop some people out who FOMO'd in at the highs. So something like this. Boom, and then reclaim and send it to new highs. All right, is that clear? So second one, BNB, like, I don't know how many times this is gonna get rejected again at this area, but I know one thing for sure. Once this breaks, it's gonna be violent and it's not going to stop. So I'm accumulating here. I bought more, just like Bitcoin, at these prices in this range. And I'm targeting 1k plus. Like, what this looks like to me is that they're just trying everything they can to still keep it in this range, to accumulate more before this breaks out and absolutely sends. And I'd love to be a part of that, which is why I'm accumulating. So just like with Bitcoin, I bought half before the election, so down here. And for the other half, I had orders mostly below these lows right here. So in this area. And I think my lowest orders were somewhere below here. I'm not sure, but I had orders all the way here. But yeah, then we pumped into resistance, into the same gray resistance again. And I added even more today. So with the part, I just removed some orders from down here, and I already added some If we go down there, I will be adding more. But let's say like the amount I wanted to buy, so 50% here at market, 50% orders. Let's say I'm in like with 70% right now. So still have 30% left down to buy down here if that happens. But honestly, I'm not sure how much longer they're gonna keep it in this range. I think once this starts breaking out, it will be violent and go fast. As always, I might be horribly wrong, but I think holding BNB, the coin of the biggest crypto exchange out there, is a no-brainer, you know? And I think with spot especially, you can't go wrong holding that. If you think Bitcoin is going for 100k, yeah, then I think this can easily hit 1k. All right. Also still in a swing long from all the way back in August with my stop there, that I'm planning on holding, and also planning on TPing above $900 somewhere in that area. Why these two levels? Swing high to swing low. If this ends up breaking out to the upside, that was the last swing down before breaking to new highs. So you draw your Fibonacci levels from the highs to the lows, right, in one swing, and then you see the 1.618 level and the 2 level, just the same move from this one right here, and then you have these two clean levels. It's a great way to have targets in price discovery, right? Where am I wrong on this? Is a good question. Honestly, if the weekly closes below this range low, I'd say I'm wrong, right? And at that point, I see a sweep this all the way back into here. But personally, I don't see that happening. I think this range is the range that leads to way higher prices. How would you draw the range on ETH 50-minute chart? We'll do ETH in a second. So that's BNB. Daily, you see daily is once again getting rejected at the same area. So we've now tested this area for what? Oops. For 1, 2, 3, you could even say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? So how much longer are they gonna be able to keep it here? I don't know. What I do know is that I want to be a part of the pump once it happens, and that's why I'm buying. Okay. Low time frame, I mean, no real thoughts. If Bitcoin goes for those lows, I could see BNB sweep down here, something like this, back into range mean. And then potentially higher, something like this, and then the final breakout. Okay. Solana. Is the third one that I bought, right? So those are the three: Bitcoin, Solana, and BNB. Obviously Bitcoin with bigger amounts, but these also with decent amounts. Solana down here, bought before the elections with half, had orders lower down, also in this gray area, which is weekly demand as well. And I still have my orders lower down there, but for this one especially, I doubt that we're gonna see much lower. Just like with BNB, as you can see, this area has been tested many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. So how much longer is it gonna stay here? I don't know. What I do know is I want to buy dips on this, and I'm targeting at least former all-time high, but I think that this is just going to break out massively into $400-500, and maybe even over the next few months see prices in the 1K range as well. Talked about this one before as well. If Solana does something like what ETH did last cycle, then this can easily hit $1,000. So especially on this one, I'm interested in trades as well, low time frame trades, but I want to see some kind of move to the downside. So we have seen this wick down here, but that's not gonna do it for me to add longs as well. So what I'd like to see is something like this, a quick wick, and then I'll have orders here. Well, no, then I won't have orders, but I'll be looking to buy the dip down there, and then I can put my risk, for example, below here and target swing trade it all the way up to all-time highs and beyond. So then it might seem like not the best risk reward, but if you draw it like this, this is your entry, stop somewhere there, just to new all-time highs is already 4R, so that would be beautiful. And by the way, this is a great example. You know how I often use flat bottoms and flat tops to sort of give you the direction on a chart, right? And that there's a high probability that flat bottoms and flat tops get swept. So on this one as well, I think it's also on Bitcoin, right? Yeah, sort of almost no wick to the downside. So you could ask yourself, is that concerning? Well, it could be, but this is a great example of how you invalidate a flat bottom or flat top. And what I mean by that is, if you want to see, if you don't want to see that this flat bottom get ran, what do you want to see? Price to run away from it as soon as possible. So you close, for example, when you were trading up here, you could have said flat bottom, I want to see that go. Well, how does that get invalidated? If price runs away from it and closes very strong, then there's then it's more unlikely that it gets taken. Of course, it can still get taken, but what you want to see now here is price staying as far away from this as possible. If it trades back here and holds back here, then this will definitely become the draw. And at that point, I'd say we likely at least take this out, which lines up with demand, right? The area where we started pumping from. Same for Bitcoin, the area we talked about down here, the demand where we started pumping, flat bottom. If price does this and trades higher, right, push away from it. But if price does this and we stay down here, yeah, at that point I see us wick, at least wick towards a flat bottom, and then yeah, maybe even go for some lows or run away from there. All right. I'm done with buying dips, pump it now. Sure, man. So for Sol, if you think the low is in, see if you swing long it up here, what does that give you? That also already gives you 2.6 R. So could you take that? Yes, but technically it's still trading at resistance, you know? And along with that, we swept yesterday high and are trading below it. And that happened at resistance. So probably not the best idea to FOMO in. Then I would at least wait. As you can see, barely a wick to the downside on the current daily candle. So use that on the lower time frames. Boom. Maybe just wick it, maybe not even wick it all the way towards here, but just something like this and then higher. That gives you 3.6 R. You see? Aave or Sol, which one hit 500 first? I don't know, man. I'm more bullish on Solana, that's for sure. How long have you been in crypto? For 7 years, man. Let's do ETH next. So we were targeting ETH. At least this mid-range at 3,000. And finally, it's getting some upside, right? So it's looking better, but is it looking good? I would say no. What are all of these? Because it's still heavily underperforming Bitcoin and Solana. Now, I could see us, it would just be typical Ethereum to put in a massive pump on ETH Bitcoin out of nowhere. So ETH Bitcoin is coming into a very interesting area. You could draw this box like this, but it's demand for sure. Monthly demand right down here, the area where this happened. You see, and having that in mind that this can move up rather quickly, if it does this, right, where would that put Ethereum compared to Bitcoin? Well, probably way closer to all-time highs again, and yeah, it would just snap back closer to Bitcoin as it used to be, you know. Because Bitcoin is at all-time highs and Ethereum is still trading, what is it? 70% away from all-time highs. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if it pumps out of nowhere, but at the same time I'm skeptical because of how it has underperformed. And you could argue, yeah, they're holding it down here, you know, before breaking it out to new highs, blah blah blah. But honestly, I just feel like there's way less demand for Ethereum than there is for Bitcoin and Solana, for example. So yeah, we'll have to see. It could still catch up, and I think it will, but will it outperform Bitcoin heavily over the next months? Nah, I don't think so. Well, Solana at least. I'm more bullish on Solana at the moment than on Ethereum. but would I be surprised if it pumps out of nowhere? Not at all. So I am still holding my ETH. I did swap some for more SOL on my main account, my spot holdings. But apart from that, I'm still in with decent sized bags. And I am still targeting all-time highs. Low time frame, right? As I said, I was targeting this mid-range from in this range for quite some time. And from there it will be interesting, you know, because either we're going to sweep this, which is it has already done, right? Maybe one more week and then snap back inside this range, then we're fucked, you know. Then I could even see us trade back towards these lows and it will probably stay here forever. But if it smashes back above range mean and holds here, then I think that gives you a decent draw on all of this liquidity. And at that point, I could see it move really, really fast to 4,500, somewhere around there, back into range, into weekly range highs up here. So pray for a weekly close above 3K and then continuation straight up to 4.5K. Look for gold. Yeah, gold dumped, no? Yeah. I mean, it's still looking bullish, you know? Look at this. Can you tell us how to draw ranges? I made a video, a complete video on that topic. Head over to my Twitter. I keep saying Twitter, but it's X. Head over to X, to my profile, and then the pinned post is a full guide on how I draw ranges and what concepts I use. Put the 0.25 and 75 levels on the ETH weekly. Let's see. Yeah, that will be these levels. Yeah, that's clean. Very pivotal. Here, 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 here. Super clean. But still, you know. Did you build your capital by holding spot or trading? I made good money with trading, but most of my gains came from spot. My first ever buys on Bitcoin were here near the top at like, I don't know, 17K or something. That's where I started. And then bear market, kept grinding, accumulated Bitcoin, big crash, lost everything again, shorted on the way up, and I made a lot of money on this run. Doggy looking weaker again. I feel like the pump was a little bit, how do you say it? Exaggerated, you know, compared to what the rest of the market did. But yeah, it's like people FOMO'd into Doggy because Trump won, and you know, with Elon Musk supporting him, But I feel like they're now realizing, oh, maybe maybe slow down a bit. So could see, I'm still bullish on Doggy. Like I've been saying, you know, I'm saying the same stuff. It's, you should have been in from lower, you know. Holding Doggy was a no-brainer ever since here. Stop saying Doggy. Doggy. Doge, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I still think this sets for 0.4. Maybe $1, who knows? Once things start running, things can go really fast, so who knows? But I will definitely be taking some profit on this one at... Well, it will depends where we're at in the cycle, you know? If we're trading here next week, yeah, then I'll likely hold everything, you know? But yeah. Let's see if I can find the tweet, actually. This is the one. You see, so this blue area, it's still on the chart, you know, it's still the same range. This is 3-day. Was down here. That's where I bought bought Doggy, Doge, whatever. And I was targeting here. I ended up following my plan, but I held 50% all the way up here and then added on these lows. So it wasn't enough. I didn't hold everything I bought down here, but I am still holding some of that. And ever since we saw this move, right, my target was up here. Do you think we can see an alt season this quarter or Q1, Q2 2025? No. Alt seasons will never be the same again, in my opinion. And I don't think we'll ever see a real alt season again. Are alts going to run? If that's your question, then yes. But an alt season like back in the days, nah, I don't think so. Well, on meme coins, you know, take a gamble and put some money in memes. But yeah, it's also risky. You can also lose everything in days. Do you have a low time frame strategy? It's the same as the high time frame, to be honest. Focus on liquidity, key levels, highs and lows, stops, where they're resting. That's it. I am a little bit concerned that we haven't seen follow through on everything. So I want to see it go ASAP, or I think we could be in for downside first. Right, anything, any charts you guys want me to take a look at? Desync is looking clean on the lower time frames. High time frame range, you see. Bullish fundamentals, AI coin, low time frame, range, low, high, low swept, highs unswept, equal highs above with these as well. Beautiful retest of range mean, looks ready to send. Say. Still in the same area, you know. We were long on Say here, but had stops below here. Took us out, and now it's back here again. But nothing changed, honestly. Swept the lows into demand, clean highs above. Wouldn't be surprised if it does something like this out of nowhere. So yeah, still liking this one. Does that mean straight line up? No, we're probably gonna see some downside as well, but the general idea is upside. Grass, that's that meme coin, right? I'm gonna stick to Bybit coins for now, so take a look at Link. I haven't checked Link in a long time actually. As you can see. Oh damn, this reminds me of Ethereum a little bit. Let's remove that. I did a beautiful spot play on Link though, when it was trading in this range down here. We bought spot down here and then sold it on the way up. So that was nice. But for now, let's keep these. Looks okay, but looks weak, you know. I mean, looks okay, but what's this? Nice. Yeah, reminds me of Ethereum. Did sweep the lows. Just like Ethereum, I'd like to see a clean smash above here to make like a break in market structure, higher low, and then potentially a lot higher. But for now, it's still in this local range, you know. What's the daily saying? Could go fast though. Once it starts breaking above here, it will probably be quick, just like it did from down here. You see what happens, right? When an area, when a coin is in a range, and resistance is getting tagged and tagged and tagged, but you don't really break down, and instead you just hold up strong, right? Look at what happens after. It's a good example actually. Right? Bam, 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 bam. And then once it gets going, bam. Right? I could get the same on BNB. And even I think this even looks better than Link looked back then. Because it's trading this close to all-time highs. So once this breaks above here, I think this just full sense. So basically everything is at resistance at the moment. Yeah, you could say so. A lot of coins are at their final resistance before significantly breaking higher. Yes, I think you could say that. And it's not surprising, you know, because Bitcoin just broke out to new all-time highs. It's usually first Bitcoin, then Ethereum, you know, high caps, Ethereum, Solana, stuff like that, and then lower caps. Bitcoin just broke out to new highs. Alts did some nice pumps, but nothing significant on the daily or on the weekly, you know? So it's still very early. Only buy Bitcoins, guys. Bitcoin, any divergence on the daily or weekly RSI? Let's take a look. I don't really trade those, but well, or look at those, but it's always nice checking them. And as you can see, you could probably call this a divergence, right? Higher and lower. But yeah, then again, you have those reasons. You always have reasons for both sides, you know. You could also argue that, yeah, in a real bull market where things are breaking out to new highs, you're gonna have bearish divergences that instantly get invalidated. You are gonna have high funding rates, blah blah blah, all the usuals. Divergence here as well, you see. Anyways, I don't trade those. I don't very often look at them, to be honest. Can you do analysis on Cubic? What do you think based on technical analysis? Are we seeing a bottom formation? Let's see if it's on. Not on Bybit, man. Only Bybit coins. AVAX. That's a good one. Same. Honestly, all of these coins that were so hot like a couple months ago are looking rather weak at the moment. But yeah, that doesn't mean they're not gonna run, but I'd be careful. Follow the stuff that's looking strong, you know. And if you compare this, right? Look where it is traded to, for example, BNB. I mean, or Solana, you know, it's looking way stronger, right? So same thing, smash back above here, then you have a break in market structure, and then you buy the retests and target higher. For now, I wouldn't touch this. Not interested. Near. Same. You see? Also market structure, basic market structure is just making lower highs and lower lows. So at least wait for that. This could be the higher low, but then wait for the higher high, retest, buy that one, and then sell the highs. That's a clean range though. You see? But no real strength, so I'd wait for more confirmation on those. Tau. Let's see. That's already looking better. Slightly front run demand, but you see this pivotal area. Where is it? This one. You see support, broke below, resistance, resistance, broke above, support, support, and then a quick wick below them, trapping people, taking stops below there, reclaim, now maybe retest and higher. Yeah, I like this one more than those lost coins we checked, for example. Let's see. So if you assume that this was the manipulation below the lows to stop everyone out, right? Those lows should now hold. Then the question is, where do you look for entries? Well, then I always like marking out your OTE. Could even take the 0.5 level like this, right? Lines up with the lows here, right? So somewhere in this area, look to buy a wick, right? And then see what happens. If it's weak and it starts closing candles down here, I'd get out and wait. If it wicks that there and instantly pumps back, right, then likely these highs are next into here, here, and much higher. But overall, I like this. SNX. See, another weak coin like this. Why would you trade this? Nah, I'm not interested, sorry. Let's watch Bitcoin here though. I really wanna pay attention, especially to Sol. Looking for a play there. Right, we'll do a couple more and then the rest is for next week. Aptos, we posted on Twitter earlier today that I like this again, because as you can see, that's so a lot of the coins I didn't like are still here. You see this one, range down here, broke out, retest, which is holding. That's exactly what I was talking about, you know, and just looks like this wants to go up now. You see the difference? So I like this one more, yes. Miro. Weak. You see? Still very weak. JTO. This one's better because it's just a big range, you know? What's the... Oh, that's it. I like this one better, but still think there's better plays out there, right? Still very... still a lot of clean lows below. And I would just wait for a break above here. You see that pivotal area is probably lining up with range mean of this move. Yeah, see? See how pivotal this is. So maybe wait for a break above here, then buy the retests and target the highs. MPL. Not on Bybit, man. Right. I think I covered most of the requests. If I didn't, I'll do requests again next Tuesday. So thank you all for joining. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a like. As I said, you know, in general, it's looking very good, everything, but that doesn't mean you have to blindly buy and long into everything. So still, you know, make reasonable decisions and manage your risk as always. Okay, if you enjoyed the stream, leave a like. Subscribe. Big thanks to Bybit for sponsoring. And yeah, if you want to join my Discord, simply make an account and make a deposit. You'll also get Coin Market Manager for free and get a reduction on your fees. All right, any questions, just join the Discord. Should be a link in the description and you will be able to message me. So ask me anything and I'll see you in the next stream, which is next Tuesday. All right, take it easy and see you in the next one. Bye.